Good morning. I'm here to make a video about Kanye West. I'm gonna cut my hair down because my hair is very, very loud right now. I just wanted to make this video because I feel like a lot of people have opinions about Kanye West, and I generally leave that man alone because I'm just, disillusioned. I'm very sad about his recent behavior in the last few years. And I just, if I don't have nothing nice to say or add to the conversation, I generally have been trying to keep out of it because I feel like everybody else has said what I could say. But I did want to bring some perspective to, Mr. West's disposition at this time, his behavior. He is definitely classic bipolar 1 disorder. Bipolar 1 disorder is one of the most severe mood disorders that somebody could potentially be diagnosed with because of the complications with your regular everyday scheduled activities in addition to other facets of your life, relationships, your health. All of those things are impacted by bipolar 1 disorder, as with all mood disorders or any other panic and all that other stuff. But for people who have bipolar disorder, it is like, magnified, especially particularly 1. For men who, struggle with bipolar disorder, especially 1, comes more of the psychosis and delusions that a woman who is experiencing bipolar 1 disorder may or may not experience, depending on the levels of her life, or not her life, but it could be trauma. It just could be the levels of her brain, the chemicals in her brain, such as with men. For whatever man, it just presents differently. Women, you may see more erratic behavior, promiscuity, those types of things. Drug use, you definitely see that more. You see it with men too, but you will see that more prevalently in my experience with working with clients. I see more drug use, more self-sabotaging behaviors, and more like self-type of destructive behaviors with women, whereas with men, I see more the psychosis, the delusions, and then the aggression, and a lot of things that kind of mirror schizophrenia, which is basically where we're at with Mr. West. I think Mr. West has moved far past his bipolar 1 disorder, and he could potentially be now the behavior that he's exhibiting. I would say schizoaffective disorder. Schizoaffective disorder is a combination of a mood disorder with schizophrenia. And, Mr. West ain't been okay for some time, and I believe the stress that he kind of experienced with his mother's passing and the way that she passed, and being pretty much at the height of his career, he just never came back. He just never came back from that. And I think a lot of people in his personal life would say that, like, he never really was the same after that. And I just wanted to bring that narrative or bring that perspective, like, okay, you're dealing with somebody who has a severe and persistent mental illness. And for people who have bipolar disorder, especially particularly number 1, they don't want to take their medication at all. You know what I mean? Like, it's like an uphill battle to get the person medicated. So they'll say medicated, but then they'll start to feel better, and they'll be like, I don't need this, I don't need you, and I'm done. And then they quickly start to spiral back into that behavior, the erratic behaviors that you see, the psychosis, the delusions, the overinflated confidence that we see in Kanye West. And like I said, the delusions of grandeur and coming in with the schizophrenia part of it, and feeling paranoid, and those thoughts that somebody's after them, somebody's coming to get them. And I feel like we are watching his descent into schizoaffective disorder. And unfortunately, it sucks, but it's not really shit we can do. Unfortunately, I won't say unfortunately, but fortunately enough, people in organizations like NAMI, which is the National Alliance against or for mental illness, and other organizations have championed where people who experience severe and persistent mental illness have certain rights that we unfortunately cannot infringe upon. So unless he says, I'm gonna kill myself, or I'm gonna kill Kim, or I'm gonna kill my kids, and you know, this is how I'm gonna do it, our hands are tied in a lot of different ways. And the most she could potentially do, which is his wife, who is, I guess, has the power of attorney over him or has some sort of control in the legal sense, the only thing she really could do is probably get him committed for 24 hours. And then if he is not compliant or is not willing to comply with the course of treatment, then he can sign himself out in most cases. Now, this varies from state to state, and it varies from facility to facility. But I know here in Delaware, you can probably only hold somebody 72 hours at the max. Now, that's with them presenting an extreme agitation or, an extreme state of paranoia or psychosis. And or suicidal ideation. Like, you can hold them, I think, max 72 hours, and after that, if they want to and they stable, they can sign themselves out. Then the treatment would continue if needed past that 72-hour threshold. But like I said, the most she can do is get him held for like 72 hours. They can try to stabilize him and then, move on from there with the course of treatment. But if he's not compliant, and then once he comes out that howl and he still ain't compliant, it's not really shit you can do, because there's so many different laws in place, which I don't want to say unfortunately, because in some cases people with mental health disorders, and persistent ones and severe ones, do have periods of stability, meaning their mood is stable, they don't have the auditory hallucinations, visual, tactile, whatever hallucinations, they don't have none of that, they don't feel paranoid, and they feel pretty much even. So, in those times, they're able to care for themselves, but the rules and the regulations and the laws are in place for the times, or for those times, and I just think that we need to look at that system. But that's just me. And I speak from a place of experience. I also have bipolar 1 disorder, so I can tell you firsthand, this shit ain't nothing to fuck with. And I think a lot of people think, oh, somebody said they bipolar, oh, you just go, you a movie up and down, or you just be 1 minute this and that. It's more than that. It really is more than that. It has affected my life in a lot of different ways. And it's sad, and that's why I really leave Kanye West alone, because I want to judge him for his comments and things like that just because it doesn't align with my personal, beliefs or my morals, and I don't really break from that. So I don't fuck with a lot of shit that he say, and I'm just like, you know what? As one, person who struggles with mental illness to another, honey, I gotta let you rock. Unfortunately, as long as you ain't hurting them babies and you ain't hurt yourself, I can't. It's not really nothing I could do. And that's kind of like where Kim and her family is at. Like I said, they could try to get him committed for 24 hours, 72 hours at the max in some states, and then he's back out doing what he was doing before, because he could be like, all right, I'll go, but then, like I said, if he's not compliant with the treatment, it's not going to work. And I won't say, and I think a lot of people are like, well, oh, they just trying to dumb him down, and they trying to pull or whatever on him. Baby, that's already been done. That's it. That's already been done. We can't rewind the time right at this second. So that's already been done. He already looking crazy out here. But like I said, it's not too much that they can do, and we just gotta unfortunately watch it unfold, because for whatever reason, I don't know why Kim and Chris and the gypsy gods and goddesses that they done called upon don't just pull the plug on it. Like, at this point, that man, I don't but y'all love black men, so y'all, whatever they do, don't care, y'all gonna be behind them. But, they just need to pull the plug on this. Like, divorce him, let him do whatever he's going to do on his own. And I also wanted to bring this narrative, or bring this thought process to you guys in terms of, like, the family and people around them. It's not that people around them don't want to do anything, or can't do anything, or are not doing anything, or are allowing him to do this. It simply is because their hands are tied. You can't infringe upon this person's rights. So if they say that they're not signing off on it and they are deemed to be coherent, it don't care what his wife says. His wife can say, oh my God, he said he's gonna kill me and he gonna kill the kids, and you know what I mean. In that case, they can rehold them. But unless he has a plan and has actively made attempts, again, there's rules and regulations, laws and things that prohibit people from infringing upon people who have persistent and severe mental illness, as with the population that deals with intellectual disabilities and that thing and the like. for lack of a better term, mental retardation in those populations as well. There are a lot of rules and regulations that are in place that you cannot infringe upon, and they have to have a say in what it is that is going on with them, if they are coherent enough to do that, even in some cases that they're not, even if they're incapacitated, not incapacitated, but even if they are not of the mental capacity to do that, they still have a say. So I would say we just gotta watch it, y'all. If you want him to go away, stop watching him. Like, for all the people that keep giving him that energy, that's the only reason why he keep doing what he's doing. Like, I'm telling you now, like Kanye West, literally, if he was not famous, would be one of those guys that's walking up and down the street that's homeless, that doesn't shower, that doesn't bathe, that doesn't take care of themselves, and everybody's wondering, like, well, where is his family? Where, again, I'm trying to tell you, like, it's only so much you can do as a family member or as a person that's loves this person to help save them from themselves, because they have to be active in that process. And if they go against that process, it is what it is. And like I said, they do have periods of stability, because there's been plenty of times when Kanye West is medicated and you don't hear too much from him, and he'd be quiet and he'd be out the way because he's medicated and he's following the course of treatment. But then when you have these events where he comes out, he's like, I'm running for president, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and producing all this stuff, it's because he's not taking his medication. And if you are a person who has persistent and severe mental illness and you choose not to medicate, you got to have a pretty strong set of coping skills and or a really, really strong support system. And for most, that's not the case, because like I said, a lot of people get tired, and Kanye West's family and his friends, just because y'all don't see them out here running and snatching him off stages and stuff like that, it don't mean they don't want to. It just means at this point they tired, of fighting with him over this. So I don't even argue, or I don't even get into it with the Kardashians, because I don't see it for them. But at the same time, you got to understand some stuff. Like, just because he says this shit don't mean she agree with it, and just because she will come out publicly and say, oh, that's my husband, and I stand behind him 100%, that's what you got to do as a married person. Unfortunately, in this construct that it is and where we living at right now, like, you're supposed to support your spouse, whether right, wrong, or indifferent, and that's written in the contract that you are saying before God and the law. So even if she don't agree with it, she got to come out and say it, because then that brings dissension into their relationship, and then that further forces that narrative that they're going to get divorced, which they are. But so you just got to be mindful. Like, I'm telling you now, he's either going to kill himself, or he's going to wind up on the street homeless. And mark my words, I'm telling you now, that's exactly what's going to happen. He's going to commit suicide, or he's going to wind up penniless and homeless in 10 years. And then everybody going to like, damn, what happened to Kanye West? Mental illness. You really, like I said, talk to your family and friends about their mental health. You need to start talking to your family and friends about your mental health, especially the black community, because I can barely talk right now. You need to start talking about it. Okay? Stop trying to act like it don't exist, because this is what happens when you act like it doesn't exist. Kanye West could have probably very well been on medications, and I'm pretty sure he was on medication when his mom was here, and then when she passed away, he said, fuck that noise, I don't gotta listen to nobody else. And here we are. So I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. If you want more, go to ashleysa.com. I have playlists up there for you guys, all my tarot card reads that I offer via the website, my spiritual services, books, everything is on the site. I love you guys. Have a good day. Bye.